It's a Taste of Nashville, brought to you by Omni Nashville and Lionel Trains, with Devon O'Day and John Dwyer, and their guests, Anne Fischgrund, Jeffrey Gaccione, Omar Vega, Susie Mead, and Lee Newton.
Welcome in, everybody, for another edition of Taste of Nashville. I'm Devon O'Day.
And I'm John Dwyer. Welcome. We're in the PIC outside lobby of the Omni Hotel. They've been a great host for us for several years for Taste. I need a little bit of explaining. The nonprofit I run has an orange flair to it. We have our Jag Tennessee Day on the Hill, so I'm right in the middle of that. So we're up there. And you want to, like in Tennessee, this color works. So when in Rome, right?
And it works with blue eyes, too.
Yeah.
So there you go. And we have a wonderful sponsor, and the new catalog is out for Lionel Trains.
And the color in there is red, white, and blue because obviously the significance, the 250th anniversary of the country. So anyway, check that out.
Yeah, Lionel Trains, and they are a wonderful sponsor of ours, and you can actually go see Lionel Trains and all their wonderful die-cast at the mall.
Yeah. We have a theme. The thread is going to be, well, maybe our musical guest is going to say she runs or something like that, or is on the fast track or something.
I always
like
say
that.
she's from North Carolina, so that's the birthplace of NASCAR. So that kind of ties in with racing too, right?
Well, there you go. Our first guest, it's about a huge event that happens in July out at the Nashville Superspeedway. Anne Fischgrund. Do we have that right?
Yes.
Yeah, president.
Anne Fischgrund.
And to be clear, it's Borchetta Bourbon Music Grand Prix.
Music City Grand Prix.
Music City Grand Prix.
Yes.
Well, duh. So this event is now a few months away, but now we want to talk about it and think about tickets and get the lineup for what it is.
Absolutely. So we're celebrating the 6th year of this race here in Nashville. We're over at Nashville Superspeedway, July 19th this year. We had a date change for some very good reasons that we can chat about, but the date is July 19th. It's a night race, so that'll be a new change for our customer, but tickets are on sale. We want people to come out, enjoy the summer month with us. Not the whole month, but a day this summer. You can join us for the whole month. But a day this summer, because who doesn't love racing?
And this racetrack is so premier. It is amazing that we've got that in Middle Tennessee. And tell us a little bit about Grand Prix racing. What makes it different from, let's say, NASCAR? What does it look like?
Sure. So we host the NTT IndyCar Series, which is an open wheel series here in North America. They race 18 times the year across the country. The season actually started last week, but we are one of their 18 stops. So it's part of a championship run, and we are so excited to bring IndyCar to Middle Tennessee. The venue is amazing. This race has lived a few different versions of itself, right? It started downtown on the streets of Nashville.
It was loud. It was
loud,
really
it was
loud.
Fun, it was exciting. But with some of the construction downtown, we've had to take a hiatus downtown and move over to Nashville Superspeedway. But these cars showcase themselves in the most unique way on an oval. They're fast, they're competitive, it's exciting, and the best part, you can spend the whole day with us doing a ton of different things, but that race is less than 2 hours. So you're not committing to a very long experience if you don't want it to be, but we're gonna have entertainment and excitement all day long for you to enjoy with us.
So this type of open wheel racing, I like it because I think of it as convertibles, but it's not convertibles, but you know.
You're that guy.
I'm that guy. But it was here in the early aughts out there, and these are the big names. Back then it was Unser and Andretti and all that sort of thing. So when people watch the Indianapolis 500 and they get to know those teams and cars and so forth, that's the circuit that comes here, right?
Absolutely. We are so fortunate with the history of IndyCar that some of those names are still here and still involved. AJ Foyt is still an owner. Roger Penske owns the series. Rick Mears is still showing up. And it's Scott Dixon, who's still racing, is one of the all-time most winningest drivers in the series history. And they're still here and a part of it. So whether you're new to motorsport or you're a fan from the 80s, the 70s, you name it, these names are still here and still showing up July 19th at Nashville Superspeedway.
How cool is that? And for you guys, both Y'all, they're both from Indiana. So this is kind of a big thing for them. You guys were sitting here talking, and you're from the same town.
We are.
Grew up in South Bend.
Same hometown.
And you went to Indiana University,
I
so
did.
congratulations on
Thank you.
Notre Dame's is coming next year, we hope, for the football championship. But back to racing, this has been, you talked about different generations.
Yeah.
People may think, well, was this the thing that was downtown?
Yes.
Because street racing is so much different than a 1.3 mile oval and
Yes.
so forth. You build the day, the 19th,
Yep.
around not just racing, and racing at night under the lights is premier, because they used to do that back in the day. What are some of the activities? Because you want to make this a family thing. It is very warm
We do,
in,
yes.
in Nashville that time of year. So
Yes.
what do you got cooking, so to speak?
Well, I don't have everything that I can announce just yet, but some of the key things to think about are kids under 12 are only $10. So with an adult ticket, your kids, hopefully what we consider an inexpensive investment, right? Come and bring out everyone. You can buy camping for the weekend, stay on the property, enjoy the weekend. We have a huge camper party Saturday night, fireworks, fun, driver appearances. We have the ability for customers to buy garage passes, so getting up close and personal with the drivers, the cars, seeing them work on the cars prior to the race. We have the things to come are concert announcements, fun, excitement. And the reason we are July 19th this year is because we're going to be coming off of the FIFA World Cup final game. So Fox is hosting the FIFA World Cup final game.
That makes sense.
And we will
Okay.
be the next thing on TV. So plan to come and watch the FIFA World Cup final out at the racetrack with us. Again, way more to come on that. But right now, grab your tickets because we want you to be there with us no matter what.
Now let me ask, in the merch department, can you buy one of those beer hats?
Maybe. We can
always
talk
see
about
Was
this.
that on the interview question list that she wanted to ask?
I will
Every
tell
time-
retail there's a question,
You gotta have the beer hat with the two hoses, you know. And
Yes.
Because every time you see
Devon.
movies about racing, there's somebody in a beer hat. So I want to. It must be sold.
It's not sold currently, but we'll discuss.
Ear protection for kids
Yes,
that
sold.
we need to know.
Yes,
Okay, we gotta
it's
have
sold.
that.
You can buy it on Amazon, but we sell it at the racetrack. We always give out the free little, foam ones. I wouldn't recommend those for kids, but adults. It is loud for sure, but it's very different than some other forms of motorsport.
Yeah.
You had talked about the camping, and that's actually over the kind of on a cliff, I think, overlooking.
There are some options
So
for that.
there's
yes.
options for that. So
Yes.
if you're interested in trying to plan a trip, you want to do this, what can they know now?
Yes.
And where can they look to find that information?
MusicCityGP.com is where you're going to find all the information, whether it's on social or the website. It's the same address, MusicCityGP for social, add the .com for the website, but all the ticket information is there, and all of our announcements will be live as soon as we can share them.
MusicCityGP.com. MusicCityGP.com. You can get your tickets now. You think you're going to wait till the summer to get them because
Don't
it's going to
wait.
sell out. Do not wait. Get your tickets right now and say, this is one of our little vacation goodies we're going to do with the fam.
And I think the tracks, the permanent seating, maybe 50,000-ish. I haven't been there in a
About
while.
half that, but yes,
Okay,
but
maybe.
close.
Well, then, if
feels
you want
like
to sit,
50,000.
you got to get your tickets. Now.
Yes.
And to be clear, do you think? And the journalist in me, putting you on the spot. So this did move because of a lot of the construction downtown
Yes.
of the Titan Stadium. Is there a vision to get it back downtown
Always.
sometime? I bet Scott Borsch, I bet they're like, we need that puppy downtown.
It's always a conversation,
Yeah.
right? We IndyCar here in Middle Tennessee have the opportunity hopefully at some point to be a part of the conversations with the East Bank development and what this could look like. It definitely shows off well, and it was very cool to see those cars going over the bridge. But at the moment, we're going to enjoy being at the Speedway, showing off those high speeds and exciting racing, and fingers crossed we show it back downtown one day.
Well, with a name like Borchetta, he is a man of vision, and congratulations, Scott Borchetta, on your recent move in the business world. And we salute you and wish you the very best in what you're doing. Hey, we're going to be back in just a minute. We're going to continue the racing talk, only move from Indy cars to karts.
That's right. That's K.
Cart with a K.
Cart with a K, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll be back on Taste of Nashville. Thank you, Ann.
Joseph Burgoyne, Chef Tornade of the Omni Nashville Hotel. Come see us at Kitchen Notes.
On the Lionel line, you're the boss. Tell Mom and Dad you want a Lionel electric train.
Times may have changed, but the commitment to producing quality Lionel trains has remained. For 125 years, Lionel has been creating lasting memories with the world's best model trains. The 2025 anniversary catalog is now available. Just visit lionelnashville.com. The Lionel Train Store is conveniently located at Opry Mills, right in your backyard. So whether you visit the website or stop by the store, join us in celebrating 125 years of cherished memories today.
When I think of Delta Dental now, it's really their core values. It's the volunteerism, it's the giving back.
Delta Dental gives us 10,000 toothbrushes, so twice a year we have these children that are going home with food that may not have weekend food, and they're also getting a toothbrush.
The best partners are the ones that truly do impact the community together, and I don't think there's a better example of that than our partnership with Delta Dental.
Welcome back to Taste of Nashville with Devon. I'm John. Racing is the theme.
Yes.
How fast have you ever gone in a car? Now, the statute of limitations, there's no sheriffs in Louisiana. Did you ever have a heavy foot?
Because of Mona Bagsby, our production coordinator, I actually rode in a race car at Ridgetop, Tennessee. Thank you very much.
Okay, and
I was
so
the slowest thing on the track, but I did not wreck.
No, but
Yeah, but I have her to thank for putting me in a race car.
I have a need for speed, and
Oh,
this,
you
and
do.
I
mean,
well,
you really do.
I've
How fast have you gone?
It's not quite 150 miles an hour.
Oh, my Lord.
But that was out at the Super Speedway with our previous guest. They had a racing school out there. But another place you can go is Music City Karting, and Jeffrey Gaccione is here. He's the owner, and welcome. And I think racing is, how fast have you ever gone? I bet
about
that's
140.
140,
yeah.
okay.
I had a race car at the in Bowling Green, Kentucky, at the Corvette Museum. They have a motorsports track.
That's right.
And I used to whip my car around there and lost brakes one day and totaled it. My wife said, "No more racing for you."
Oh, I don't blame her.
Exactly.
That is not grocery getting speed around there. It's like, oh my goodness.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you shouldn't have to tell the story that you wrecked the car, but now that's on the record. Tell us about your business and what you have going. It's Shelbyville, right?
Shelbyville.
Okay.
Yes, about an hour from Nashville. We opened in November of 2024, and Music City Kartplex is a 36-acre compound right on Highway 231, about 15 minutes off of 24. We have, it's basically a world-class outdoor go-kart racing facility. We have 30 rental go-karts. They're all Italian-made. They were built off of racing chassis, so they're fast. Our karts average a high speed about 50 miles an hour. Our track itself has 10 turns. It's a half a mile. And we've had 16,000 guests in our first year that we opened in 2025. Goodness. From as far away as like overseas. People come from all over. And it's great. And we cater both to people that want to just rent our go-karts and race, but we also have a very robust community of people that own their own go-karts and come to race with us also.
I bet. So how did you get started? I mean, you have been doing this your whole life, or have you?
I have not. No, this is new for me. It's career 3. I spent about 20 years in banking, the last 10 years managing some artists in music. And then one of my neighbors who I was doing some car driving with at the track said, "Hey, my son's not racing karts anymore. I'm going to bring these go-karts over to you. I think your kids would love them." So we actually took them to some parking lots in Nashville on weekends when all the businesses were closed, and they fell in love with it. And I had no idea what I was doing. We rented a trailer from a place in Mount Juliet, threw them in the trailer, and took them to 2 of the best tracks in the country. One's outside Atlanta, Georgia, in Dawsonville, called Atlanta Motorsports Park. Then we went to Mooresville, North Carolina, to Track House. At the time was called GoPro. came back here, and there was an organization called the Tennessee Karting Association. I entered my boys in a race. They loved it, but when I saw this place, it was run down. It's an old track that used to be called Twin Fountains Raceway. It was open in the late 90s. It's sat open since early 2000. My entrepreneurial mind went nuts, and I said to my wife that day, I was like, we need to figure out a way to own this. And from then on, I spent about 3.5 years researching, traveling around the country, bugging the owner to sell it to me and trying to figure out how to get it done.
This is something that families can do together, and that's
Yep.
what's wonderful.
Yep.
But you think about it, when you're sitting in a go-kart going 50 miles an hour, that feels so much faster than when you have a car and everything's around you. It must
Yep.
be like your kids feel like they're flying.
Oh, when you're 3 inches off the ground and you're going 40 to 50 miles an hour, it's the same G-force, that say like a supercar would have, like a Lamborghini or Ferrari. And then some of our competitive owners, my 13-year-old son races a go-kart. It's a 6-speed shifter kart. He's going about 80 miles an hour around this track, and I don't know how he does it. My neck would be broken.
But keep in mind, as you say, for families, it can be intimidating.
Sure.
My wife was, I'm not getting it. I'm not getting in that.
Yeah.
I don't care how slow it is. So walk us through a little bit about, as you go there, you do a little bit of research, but you show up.
Yep.
And are you put through a bit of a tutorial or to make people feel comfortable?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you've never karted before, we have a 3-minute safety video that everybody watches. Safety is most important to us. So all of our drivers have to wear a DOT approved helmet by the Department of Transportation. All of our customers wear these racing neck braces. All of our go-karts, they have seat belts, safety belts, the highest level of safety possible, and we make sure that everybody's safe. We love nothing more than when drivers come in, they'll see their times on the TV in the lobby and want to know how to go faster, and we'll get out our little sheet and show them how to get around the track the fastest. So anybody can show up whether or not you have experience or not karting.
Asking for a friend, what would you wear? You don't show up in shorts and
you can show up in shorts and a t-shirt. You just have to have closed-toed shoes, and that's it.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Closed-toe shoes. Don't be wearing your flip-flops. Don't be racing in your flip-flops.
No.
Or running. I will tell you. Don't ask me how I know. But you have safety first, and you have family and fellowship, and that's all wonderful. If people want to come out there and make a day of it, is there food? Do they need to bring picnic lunches, or do you have a concession?
Yeah, we have concessions, but then also Shelbyville, there's so many wonderful things down there, restaurants. We were just featured in Garden and Gun magazine, and they did a whole piece on Shelbyville and Bedford County and all the wonderful restaurants and things to do there. We have the Uncle Nearest Distillery, which I saw one of their bottles up there, is only about a half a mile from our track. Downtown Shelbyville has grown. Craig Campbell, the country singer, just opened the Grindstone Cowboy, so they have live music and wonderful food, and there's a glass hollow table, lots of food options in the area too.
And there's some wonderful places to stay because they have a lot of Airbnbs and places that are wonderful, because for many years people would rent out their homes during the Tennessee Walking Horse celebration.
Right. Exactly.
And so Shelbyville's got a lot of history and a lot of joy, and now it's got karts.
Yeah, and our kart owners, we had about 130 average entries in each of our competitive kart races for people that own their own karts, and they would come from 10 states. So lots of Airbnbs, farmhouses, people would find them. There's obviously some hotels in Murfreesboro too.
Yeah, there's such an unbelievable racing. We talk about North Carolina and NASCAR and all that, but with the Fairground Speedway, that's more than 100 years old, the Super Speedway opening. There are people here that grew up here and also have moved here that want to scratch that itch, and they don't have $100,000 or $200,000 to put into a race car. Racing can be expensive.
Yes,
so
for sure.
This is really cool that there is this competitive culture where you can do this and you can still have a day job, right?
Yeah, and we have a full service pro shop, so we sell carts and parts, and we do driver development. We also have garages, so we have opportunities for people to store their carts. And what I really did when I built this is when I wanted what would make it easiest for people to get into karting, to experience that community that's so big. I have bonded so much with my boys, just wrenching on carts and working on carts and strategizing. I just love nothing more than getting new people in the sport too.
I just love it when there's things for people to do. A lot of people say, I don't want to take the family away for this big long vacation.
Yeah.
This is a vacation in a weekend.
Yeah, spring break's coming up soon. It's a great thing to do. Just the only requirements are 12 and up to drive the go-karts. Then we have two-seater karts, and the passenger only has to be 42 inches tall. So we'll have 4 and 5-year-olds riding along with mom and dad. Now, in our competitive karting, we have kids as young as 5 years old racing on their own.
That's amazing.
And there is a right lane if you just want to get out there, honey, and just kind of, I mean, right?
Exactly.
That'd be me.
Well, that's.
I'll go and cheer. That's
There
right.
you go.
I'll be the person that's going, yay! I'll wave a flag.
It is something. Once you go down there, you'll kind of get it in your blood. So if people are more interested, what's the website? What are some of the information?
Yeah,
they can find
musiccitykartplex.com is our website.
Okay.
You can also follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. Yep, musiccitykartplex.com with a K, as you said before.
And can you go out there just for the competitive races? Can you just go out there and be a spectator?
Oh,
or-
absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. So our race series starts in March. We'll have 10 races. If you look on our website, they're listed. We call it the Rhythm and Race Series because we'll do like a night race. We have live music, and that's why we call it Music City Kartplex, because we're really trying to bring the music vibe and the energy of Nashville to Shelbyville and to racing. And like you said, there's such a rich history here of racing. We just wanted to build upon that with what we're doing there.
Well, we are so thrilled that you came and spent some time with
Thank you.
us.
Thank you so much.
And head down to Shelbyville. You'll really enjoy it. Hey, a little bit later today, I'm going to be heading to Bar Lines here in the Omni Hotel.
Again? Were you there before the show, after the
No,
show?
I'm not.
You get your
It's
mail
the-
there.
You
You're
are
there a
focusing
lot.
on the wrong part of the word. It's not the bar I'm headed to. I'm going for the burger at Bar Lines. Fantastic food like we have here at the Pick and at Kitchen Notes, Bob's Steakhouse, all part of the Omni family right here. They're our sponsor. They're our home. That's where we are. And we're glad to have Omni Nashville supporting Taste of Nashville.
Yeah. We'll be right back talking more racing and also racing with your feet, something you can do as well. We'll be right back.
Did you know there's a Lionel Racing Store at Opry Mills? That's right, and the 2025 season is going to be wild. Lionel Racing Store has die-cast classics, late models, elite premier editions, and special finishes. Come find your favorite driver. Searching for that special birthday gift? Take that short drive to Opry Mills and choose from thousands of items. You can also visit lionelnashville.com.
Hi, I'm Sarah at the Omni Nashville Hotel. Come see us at Bar Lines.
You're seeing the signs too, right?
What signs?
This is Taste of Nashville. We give you a little bite of all things good about this town. How you like that taste bite? You know,
No,
I worked on that. I'm a songwriter.
She's pretty. No, she's also Tennessee Radio Hall of Famer, Devon over John Dwyer, and I love. This is not work. It's never work with you, but to talk racing and talk about the thread of the show, and we have a great musical guest coming up. But the Omni has been such a wonderful host for this show for several years, and we get to know people in all different parts. And now we have a new gentleman, new general manager. Omar Vega is here to join us to talk a little bit about the Omni and things going on. First of all, congratulations, welcome. And what is your backstory? Where do you come from?
Yeah, most recently Atlanta, originally from Puerto Rico. Family moved over here a little over a decade ago. But yeah, I was at the Omni at the Battery in Atlanta for 4.5 years. Prior to that, I was downtown at the Omni as well. And now I'm at this lovely place.
Your first impressions of a loaded question, Nashville, but it's hard to, this is it, Omar.
Yeah. Hotel-wise, spectacular. I mean, it's just, this is the cream of the crop for us. I'm excited to be here. Nashville as a city is amazing as well. I will be honest, I'm 60 days in, so I haven't seen a whole lot of it, but I am truly excited to be here.
Well, here you could just stay here and wait for the city to come in to you, because
That is very
everybody
true.
walks in these doors because you've got so much to choose from. I was laying out all the restaurants. Have you had a chance to eat at and sample at all of them yet?
I will tell you, I could do another 60 days in this hotel without having to leave it. So,
See,
yes.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes, the food here is amazing.
So what's talk about the workflow? A general manager. That sounds like that's a big title. But there's a lot to go into that. So, what do you bring, and what are some of your responsibilities?
Yeah, so overall day-to-day operations, big picture of what this hotel can be, where we want to be 60 days from now to 365 or 5 years from now. So strategic planning in that, a lot of it entails that.
If you go into a job and you have a vision board, a lot of people the first of the year, first of a new job, they have a vision board. What are some things you have on your vision board for Omni Nashville? What are some things that you see and you go, okay, I think we can do something this way?
Yeah, you know, that's a great question. And this hotel is so spectacular and so special. We do a lot of things so right here. So that's still being worked on. But I would say in the first 90 days that I would want to be here, just get to know the staff, make sure that they're the most important people in this building. So as long as they're taken care of and they feel appreciated, I think we can only go up from there.
That's a really good answer. Caring about the people that are the staff, and that's what makes Omni Nashville so different, because if you even look on YouTube and you look at some of the videos of the staff smiling, when you're greeted at the valet, there's a culture that you create in this hotel, and so you want to keep that going.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You also had, if I think about it, I do my math well, and I don't, but there's a lot of things trial under fire, things you cannot anticipate. And recently with the ice storm, here you are, new to the product, new to the hotel. This was so many wonderful stories of locals that had to be here with their dogs, with their family, and here you are going, I'm just trying to, get through the day, and then you have to experience that. But that must have, the stories, the way you took care of the staff, the help to stay here, that had to be a kind of a wonderful, chaotic time for you to just really get to know people in a unique way.
Absolutely. It was probably, from a city perspective, not the best thing to have happened, but from my perspective, it's probably the best thing to have happened. To see how the team came together, took care of our guests. We opened the doors to not only our guests, but our internal work family. They were all here as well. We opened the doors to them, and we made sure that they were well taken care of. And in turn, they did a phenomenal job in taking care of those guests that were here stranded.
It was so precious because you walked in the lobby and it was full of people's dogs. I mean, they were displaced, but they had their dogs. You didn't say no to people that were coming in. You understood where they were and how disappointing it was for them to have to leave their home, and it's like you just made it home here.
Yes. Yes, we did. There were a lot of dogs. I think that was, in my entire career, I've not seen that many dogs. But it was dogs, there was children everywhere. I'm going to take a snippet from our director of sales and marketing, but one of our favorite memories is going up to the second floor, and in that pre-function ballroom area, there were so many children, kids that maybe did or did not know each other, just playing along and just having a grand old time there. And that for us was spectacular to see. It was just memorable.
Nashville leans into hospitality, and so the level, the bar is set pretty high here, as you well know. The career opportunities under the Omni brand is just spectacular, and you can start entry level.
Yes.
Just talk about the types of careers, from accounting to culinary to, I mean, there's just anything you're interested in. Probably, if you're a good employee and show up, there's probably a spot for you.
There's definitely a spot for you here. I like to say that I find hotels to be a city within the city. There's not anything that you can't do in a hotel, right? Whether that's finance or accounting, engineering, loss prevention or security, in the restaurants, right? Culinary.
Massage.
A spa, massage. There is a place for anyone here if they want to be here. And it's a great way to make a career out of it.
But you better be ready to smile, because everybody's happy around here and they want you to be happy too, right?
Absolutely, 100%.
So as you push into the spring, what are some of on your agenda items? Clearly to keep the menu fresh, keep things going. But are there any events or things coming up? I think of Mother's Day. I don't know. There's a bunch of things.
Yeah, we're working with Kitchen Notes and making sure that that we're maximizing the room space there for Mother's Day, Easter, and all these holiday events. Thanksgiving come to mind as well. We're getting ready for a room renovation later this year, which we're excited about. That is going to entail about a 6-month project, but all of our 800 rooms will be done and they'll be brand new. So we're excited for that.
It is 11, 12 years. I mean, we're talking, isn't that funny? How
it feels like a brand new hotel still.
And we're like, oh my goodness. And then they put the pick in here. Well, I know it's a blur for you in a lot of ways, but I think you understand that this area, and specifically downtown and the Omni family, probably make you feel pretty good and you're off to a good start.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome to Nash Vegas, baby.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
It gets really excited. Country music, the country radio seminar takes place, and that gets really crazy. We're about to get that going. So, I mean, that's. Oh, I cannot wait to see your face after that happens.
I can't wait for that either. I thought you were going to ask me about my singing voice.
No,
but no one wants to hear that. I promise you.
Stay away from that?
Oh, please
okay.
do.
All right, we got you. Yeah, we don't want the dogs that are here still barking. Yeah, we don't do that. Anyway, Arma, congratulations. Good to have you part of the Omni family.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're going to talk feet. Running feet coming up.
One step at a time.
You got the rock and roll marathon.
Actually, 6 races. It's one of the great Nashville area sports traditions.
Yeah.
And you can be a part of it, either watch or participate. We'll talk about that when we come back. Taste of Nashville.
My name is Royce, Bellman at Omni Hotel. Please come and see us.
On the Lionel line, you're the boss. Tell Mom and Dad you want a Lionel electric train.
Times may have changed, but the commitment to producing quality Lionel trains has remained. For 125 years, Lionel has been creating lasting memories with the world's best model trains. The 2025 anniversary catalog is now available. Just visit lionelnashville.com. The Lionel Train Store is conveniently located at Opry Mills, right in your backyard. So whether you visit the website or stop by the store, join us in celebrating 125 years of cherished memories today.
Welcome back. We keep the racing theme going. This does not involve energy other than what you put in your body. We're talking about running the St. Jude Rock and Roll Running Series, Nashville. It's always in April, and we are now 20 years deep into this, 25, 26 years
26.
deep. 26 years deep. And we have a St. Jude hero with us.
Yes.
Susie Mead
Good
joins
morning.
us. Good morning. And you've done this race for a while, but what constitutes a hero?
A hero is someone who chooses to fundraise along the way while you're doing your training, your fundraising, your getting donations that go directly to St. Jude, help the kids. Any child, any family that goes to St. Jude, they do not receive a bill for treatment. That way all the parents worry about is their child. Not the bills, not everything happening. They gives them a home environment, even away from home, in such a unfortunate situations. So while you're running and fundraising, you're helping the kids every step of the way.
There's no downside to raising money for St. Jude. There just isn't.
No,
it's just
there's
so
not.
important. I've had family members that were there, and so it's very important. My first visit, I was in high school, and I went, and Danny Thomas was still alive. And his influence is still seen today. It's a beautiful place, and those children, I would think as you get really tired running that marathon, the faces of those children come to mind, don't they?
They really do, and I have a habit of getting lost in elevators or other places when my husband's waiting for me, because I've run into someone who has a story and I'm gonna let them share, and then I like to add that name to my bib, and as I'm running and I'm getting tired, I will look down at my bib and I remember that story, and it just keeps you going. And doing this for now 10 years, it's a lot of stories, and one that touches my heart too is that we've met children who survived, and we know about their battle, but we've also been introduced to parents who their children didn't win the fight, and there's such a huge part of St. Jude, even though their child didn't win the battle, because that was the impact that St. Jude had on them. And I think that means so much, or says so much about St. Jude as well. I ran 25 half marathons just to run before I ever ran for St. Jude. And the most amazing thing is when you run for a charity, the other 25 didn't matter from the moment you took that first step running for the kids or for a charity. It's just running for something bigger than yourself.
It really is. And talk about bigger than yourself. Together, what impact financially does the Rock and Roll Marathon have? Since 2012, $18.4 million raised for St. Jude.
Yep, and that's amazing, but it's so needed. Like literally one day to run the hospital is like $2 million. So, I mean, it's a constant battle. It's a constant fight that just, we just have to keep running. We have to keep doing, we have to keep asking. Danny Thomas said he'd rather have $1 from 1 million people than $1 million from one person. Just that means there's 1 million people involved. There's 1 million people knowing the story, and that's 1 million people that can reach out to 1 million more people. And it's a great ripple effect.
This event takes place at the end of April. It is annual. It started in 2000 as a full marathon. I don't have a lot of claims to fame. But I have participated in this event every year. Now, I did 7 marathons, 12 halves, and then I did the 5K, which, by the way, is 3.1 miles. There are 6 different races. There's a kids race, there's a doggy dash, and so forth. So as you talk about only training for this, but also putting that training to fundraising, that mechanism, people want to do that, and if they can just get 2 or 3 groups or people together to raise funding like that, I mean, right, this is a very grassroots thing you can do.
Yes, you can make it a family affair. Last year, as I mentioned, was our 10-year anniversary for not just running the Rock and Roll, but my husband and I literally got married the next weekend. So last year we celebrated...
Pardon me, but how was the walk down the aisle? Was it a little, there's that walk, that marathon stiff walk, like...
Well... Actually, for me, when I decided to run the Rock and Roll or be a St. Jude hero, I broke my hip 2 months before the race. No. So yeah, there was some limping down the aisle, but I went through emergency surgery on February 1st. And that year it was April 26th, and I came and did the Rock and Roll with a cane, and it might have been my worst time as far as the clock, but it was the most amazing time. Being in the back of the bus and people pushing through and pushing each other through, it was amazing. And there's really nothing like it. And that's why I always say, like, there's no excuses. I did it with a cane 2 months after breaking a hip. It's one foot in front of the other until you get to the finish line. And I didn't start running until I was 39. So now we're a little older than that, but it's like the race is a shorter distance, it's a slower pace, but it's the same mission. It's finding a cure to save the kids from cancer.
That is so beautiful. And You don't have to be a runner to participate in this race. I mean, there are all sorts of volunteers, the people who have water, the people who have snacks, the people who are there just to cheer on. And, you know, anybody at the race can pick up a little bracelet and become a partner in hope, because those little monthly partners in hope actually fund the hospital.
Yes.
That's what really funds the hospital. And so come and be a part of the Rock and Roll Marathon in any possible way. Volunteer. Just, if your heart is kind of broken the way things are in our world right now, you want to give your heart a really good dose of good, come to the Rock and Roll Marathon, because seeing these children, I can almost not talk about it without crying, because it's so amazing. They're so inspiring, these kids.
It takes a lot of practice to do it without crying, but it's an amazing thing. And like you said, just it does the heart good. It really does, because I call our St. Jude events family reunions, and my heart is just full after each event to bring people together and doing something good for the world. Like, sometimes the world seems a little dark these days, and a St. Jude event just shines bright, you know.
And you're another example of you did not grow up here, but you moved here. You threatened to your husband, you might move to that, and by goodness you did it. And this event is probably a galvanizing reason why.
It really is. Where we lived in Florida, there wasn't a St. Jude office more than 3.5, 4 hours away. And I said I just wanted to move to Nashville and be a part of St. Jude more steadily and, you know, just hands-on. So we moved here, and we have the rock and roll, and we volunteer at the expo. We do the race. We actually now have a team, so we pull everyone together, and with all the distances, you know, there's no excuse. Part of our team is the 1 mile, the 5K, the 10, you know, the half marathon. No one on our team wants to do the marathon yet, but.
Okay, you and your husband, let's talk about the impact of two people saying, let's do this together. Do you know how much, since starting, the two of you have together raised with your team?
We actually checked on that, and we're right around the $90,000 mark. So $90,000.
This is the impact of two people who decide to do something all in one direction.
Yes. And I will tell you, there are days where I'll be like, I don't know if we can sign up this year. I don't know if we can do this. Fundraising gets hard. I mean, it does. But especially when it's both of you, you know, you got two people, a husband and wife doing it, you know, well, Susie, if I give to you, I got to give to Ed. Well, no, you don't. It's all good, you know. But something always opens the door to get us to our goal. Last year, we had someone go Merry Christmas or Happy Birthday, or being in Nashville, we actually work with the Listening Room, and they have the Sound Good, Do Good program, and they're sponsoring St. Jude in May. So we'll fundraise by having a concert there, you know. So there's a lot of ways, and we have bingo, we have everything else. And if anyone who sees this and you sign up for the rock and roll, look for me on social media, and I will hand you some tools, because we're all just, you know, we all have different avenues. We just all get out there together and just keep building that number up.
And it is the Rock and Roll Marathon, so there are stages and music happening all throughout the race. It's fantastic. And so even if you're not running, you can just go it's free to just attend. You can just go and stand on the street, hear music, and be a part of it. But you're going to want to open up your pocketbook, because ain't nothing better than St. Jude to give to, right?
It is April 25th, 26th. It's that weekend. Google, find the website, do it, sign up now. You know, spots do go fast. There'll be 25,000 people participating in that.
Are you going to run?
Mention, of course I have. Kim Detweiler, who's been my go-to, she's like, you got to keep the streak alive. I'm like, I don't know if 5K, but she's like, you got to do it. So, yeah, I'm not much of a runner anymore, but we'll do that and try to raise a little bit of money. And it is a great event. And when you're in it, because there's crowds lining the street, it gets to be, it's a thing. It's wonderful to come out and support.
And even if you're only doing the 5K, we'll let you pretend that you ran a marathon afterwards when you're celebrating on Broadway. You know, that's another runner's perk, is just here in Nashville, everything that you can do to recover.
And I'll be the one on the side throwing water on you.
That'll
be my job.
Like that. No, it's one of the, it's grown into just a fantastic tradition here in Nashville. I'm so glad that St. Jude is a partner in this, and it's a great way to raise money, and you have a great story. Congratulations on
Thank
being a
you
hero.
so much. Oh, yes.
And we'll see you at the start
Let's see
line.
how many more we can get.
Thank you, Susie.
Thank you.
When we come back, a woman who has truly taken something that could have started out in a music career as something very devastating, and then she started helping women, then she started growing into bigger music genres and kind of working into writing books and cookbooks. Her whole joy is helping people through music. Lee Newton is our guest coming up.
So we were here before the hotel ever opened, since day one. The things that we make and that people buy, they're heirlooms. I don't think they'll ever be in a garage sale. I think one day they'll be, somebody else in the family will want it, and hopefully they'll use it. I like it kind of have a vintage feel to it, yet with a modern day twist. The longer you use it, the nicer it feels. We don't have anything you need, we just got stuff you want.
Did you know there's a Lionel Racing Store at Opry Mills? That's right, and the 2025 season is going to be wild. Lionel Racing Store has die-cast classics, late models, elite premier editions, and special finishes. Come find your favorite driver. Searching for that special birthday gift? Take that short drive to Opry Mills and choose from thousands of items. You can also visit lionelnashville.com.
Well, it's time for a musical portion of Taste of Nashville. All the way from North Carolina, we are lucky and blessed to have Lee Newton with us, all the way from North Carolina to Nashville.
Hey guys,
Lee,
I'm glad
good
to be
see
here.
you. And congratulations on, you're going to be running the St. Jude Marathon. You didn't know that.
In
but now
cowboy boots, too.
In cowboy boots, you're going to, you know what, they're just blisters. You'll be fine.
Lee has a really cool connection to the Omni. She sat down when you first came to Nashville years ago.
Yeah. When I came down, it's probably 6 years ago when I first released my first album, I stayed here at the Omni, and it was the first time in like 30 years since I'd been to Nashville, but this was the first time coming and recording, and I stayed here at Omni for 2 nights while I was recording, so it's kind of like a really cool little memory to come back here. So it's
all
awesome.
musical roads.
Yep.
Omni.
Omni.
I'm right here.
Yeah.
They have a place. Well, we met initially because you had started your career after a really devastating relationship breakup. Do you want to talk a little bit about that and how it got you started?
Yeah, it was about 6 years ago. I was married and had a little boy. At that time, he was 4 years old. And went through a 7-year abusive marriage, and it come down to a point one day where I was like, God, I can't do this no more. Lead me, guide me wherever you want me to go, and I will follow. And I grabbed my little boy and we literally ran barefooted, and I ran through briars to get to help. And from that moment on, I was like, just put my faith in God and was like, I know there's something so much more for me out there. And so he started putting angels around me. And next thing I know, in this little 400 square foot little home with my little boy, has 1 bedroom, no kitchen drawers whatsoever. And I had my guitar and I started writing everything that I'd been through. And I found Lee Newton in that house. I found peace back in that house, and I found happiness, and I found who I am and what my purpose was, because I've started writing the songs as like healing for me. But then once I got them back, and it just filled so much of a void inside of me hearing those songs done. But then when they got out into the open, and I started getting all these stories from all these people women that had went through cancer, that had hair in where they'd cut their hair in the sink. And there was one lady, she's had both of her arms and legs amputated, and she's like, I love your song. Your song has given me so much strength and so much hope. And even men. I've had one man tell me that he was on a bridge and he was getting ready to jump. And he said, all I can think about, Lee, was your lyrics to your song. He said, I know it's strength of a woman, he said, but I kept hearing those lyrics, and he said, I didn't jump. And that's powerful. That's when it's a whole different level, and you know that that's your mission. So yeah.
Your mission is continued. Your newest project, you have a duet, well, actually a trio. With
yes.
Georgette Jones and Heidi Parton.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about how that kind of came about.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do Silver Thread and Golden Needles for so long, and I ended up doing an interview alongside of Georgette Jones, who I love so much.
Yeah, she's precious.
And so we started just this friendship up, and I asked her if she would like to be on there with me. And then she was, of course, like, yes, that would be great. And so we started, working it out. And then we ended up reaching out to Heidi Parton, which is Dolly's niece. And she jumped aboard, and I was like, oh, this is so awesome. So we got everything recorded, and our harmonies together, I swear you'd think that we'd been singing together for years and years. And the friendship that all three of us has made together has been just incredible. Like, you could tell that it's going to be one that's going to be there for a long time.
Silver Threads and Golden Needles has a significant historic aspect because this is 70 years from its original recording with none other than
Wanda Jackson. So she recorded it 70 years ago this year. So when I released it this year, I was like, oh wow, this is super awesome. Actually released it on Dolly's birthday. So
January 19th.
January 19th. So I mean, it was just a lot of amazing things that went along with this. And it was such an amazing project. Video is getting ready to be in the works. We've already been talking about that. So lots of great things happening with
we
that
all know
song.
Dolly's birthday. We all celebrate it. That's why
it's going to be, it'll be, but before we're done, they're going to make it a state national holiday. And
of course.
They should. Your backstory, you never want that to be the fuel.
Yeah.
Are the expectations of just doing that for therapy and then the realization that it resonates with so many people, that had to have been something you did not expect to cash that check?
No, I wasn't expecting it to that degree, and even continuing on with, because I've released 4 albums. I've even released a gospel album, but the songs that I write, you have to bare your heart so much as a songwriter, and I feel like that's where your best songs, and that's the most relatable songs that people really relate to, is when you dig down deep and write those songs that it might not be the comfortablest thing to write about, but it's the ones that people gravitate to and they feel, because they can feel your heart when you sing them. So I've had several of my songs do that, and I call them, they're God songs. They are gift songs. I don't write them, like they just come. Like there's the other songs that I kind of put together, and but they're the special ones that come from God. So.
Yeah, I had a friend that said something to me, and it really hit me that you write this way. The song, I didn't write the song wrote me. Mm-hmm. And that's where you are. Would you share a song, and then we'll talk a little bit about your books?
Yeah, since we're talking about Strength of a Woman, I'll do that one for you guys. I'm a warrior, getting through this crazy life. Might get knocked down, but I got God on my side. Don't stop believing, 'cause the sun will shine again. And on your darkest day, remember, you got a friend. When you're feeling low, don't know which way to go. Life ain't always supposed to be this hard. You're gonna get put down and forget who you are. And after the rain, the sun will shine again. And that's when your life will begin. You got the strength of a woman. Time goes by and the wounds will go away. They say to forgive, but the scars still remain. When you're at the crossroads and you got a choice to make, choose the high road, you're better off that way. They'll push you till you fall. you just dust yourself off. Life ain't always supposed to be this hard. I'm gonna get put down to forget who you are. And after the rain, the sun will shine again. And that's when your life will begin. Got the strength of a woman. Oh, life ain't always supposed to be this hard. You're gonna get put down to forget who you are. And after the rain, the sun will shine again. And that's when your life will begin. You got the strength of a woman. I'm a warrior, getting through this thing called life. Thank you.
That song has made such a difference, and that led you to write a book.
Yes, I just released that book last month. It's called Strength of a Woman, Heart of a Man, and it tells my story and just leading up to now. And it's an amazing one.
And let's talk about this wonderful little cookbook that you have too.
I love the cookbook. I do a lot of cooking at the house. I mean, I'm a Southern cooker. Fried chicken, the baked biscuits, and I've always had everybody say, what's your recipe? Give me your recipe. So I finally decided to put everything into the cookbook, and I did put little stories in there. And there's like a memory of my dad, who was the one reason why I love music anyway. And he is in there. My mom's in there. The kids, Dale in there. I mean, so it's a lot of cool little stories, little quotes, and then a lot of things to eat.
I'm glad you brought up Dale, because there is a happy ending to this story, or a happy beginning, as we say, to the new story, because you met Dale Houston, who's an amazing singer, songwriter here in this town.
Yes.
Both of you have great hair.
I know. He tries to fight me on the hair. I mean, I'm telling you, but yeah, I still say I got better hair. But we have a lot of hair. We could be in a hair commercial. But
they really could. They really could.
But most definitely, there is a gold lining to this story, and it's in the book. But God sent me Dale, and everything's amazing. So.
And so is the Lee's Dr. Pepper cake.
Oh, Dr. Pepper cake.
Was that a mistake? No,
and it's one that I made up. So it is amazing. You'll love the Dr. Pepper cake.
New single, The Trio, is happening with new music coming out and new video on the way from Lee Newton.
And new album, Beautifully Undone. It's the acoustic raw versions of where the songs first came from. So it's coming soon. So
wow, where can we find all these things, the socials and the things?
Well, the books will be on Amazon. Just type in Lee Newton Books, and all the other is on LeeNewtonOfficial.com.
LeeNewtonOfficial.com. You can find all our music there.
Another fun show. This has been fantastic. Lee, thank you for your time. Congratulations and telling your story. And good luck to this. And you got a book and videos and everything going on. There's two of her, I'm convinced.
Yes, I know. It has to be. And we thank Alan, because he produces this show and it's fantastic. But he is also the person who really loves when we talk about his favorite pastime, Lionel Trains. You see? He's the one that brings the Lionel Trains to our Christmas extravaganza here at the Omni Hotel.
It's his safe addiction. I think he loves that. And now they're celebrating 250th anniversary of the country, so check that out. Brick and mortar is at the Opry
Mill Small.
Opry Mill Small. So there you go.
So you can go in and see it. And speaking of racing, if you're a racing fan, they have die-cast there too. So it is your home for all people who love racing and trains, Lionel Trains. Well, that's a wrap.
Thank you for watching Taste of Nashville. We thank the Omni, and good luck to the new GM, Omar Vega, and yeah, we just had racing and everything else. It's been really good. Thank you, Chris. And,
Orange is your color.
Is that it? Yeah, this is my nonprofit color, and yeah, when in
Tennessee, do as Tennesseans do.
That's what you do. Hey, thanks for watching.